You're watching Misco TV, and we're here at the NEC in Birmingham for the Gadget Show live. And with me is Sue Headington, who is the Customer Services Manager for Misco. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
Well, Customer Operations Manager.
Customer Operations Manager.
I
knew I'd get it wrong. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your role then. What does that entail?
In 2008, we actually consolidated customer service with our inbound sales, and our inbound sales team looks after all the unmanaged accounts at Misco.
Okay.
So that includes consumer and small businesses. So they're not quantified to be big enough to have an account manager.
Yep.
So they're account managed on a team basis in my area.
Right.
Because there was lots of synergy between customer service and the sales team, we pulled them both together.
Right.
And they now do a bit of cross-skilling, so they can place an order with a customer service person, or they can do customer service actions with the salesperson. So.
Okay. So you mentioned customer service actions. What sort of thing does that entail? Is that post-sales support, that sort of thing?
Absolutely, post-sale support. An awful lot of our phone calls that we actually get is regarding, I don't know, where my parcel is, or my parcel's arrived and it was damaged, or it needs to be returned because
Yeah.
they don't like the colour of it, or it's faulty, whatever it may be. So any type of, once they've received it or potentially not received it, it would be coming into my team.
Okay, all right. And then what about if someone's actually using the product and then they find they have a problem with it? Does that come back to you as well?
Yeah, it does. Most of the warranty is actually held by the manufacturers themselves for a period of time, but being very much in the consumer marketplace, we have to abide by consumer law, so all the distance selling regulations via the website, and any sort of 6-year liability if something goes wrong after 12 months.
Yeah.
Anything that you kind of see on Watchdog, we will be very aware of and we will deal with.
That must have been fun for you to get your head around.
It was, because I've actually come from a distribution background where you only deal with very big customers like Misco, and then you're dealing with small businesses and consumers is a very different arena.
Okay, now you mentioned obviously there's much more of a consumer focus for Misco now. So what are you doing to sort of like drive that through now to my mum, for instance, to get her to buy Misco products?
Okay, only a small percentage of Misco's overall business goes into consumer, but it's a very important section of our business because, of course, every consumer works for an organisation, so there's lots of kind of, you build momentum by people knowing about Misco.
A bit of word of mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are building a new website at the moment because Misco's website at the moment is a one-size-fits-all.
Yeah.
It's for B2B and B2C. So we're currently going to split them. So we'll have a B2B site and a more consumer-friendly site.
Yeah, okay.
Whether we will rebrand anything, whether it'll be Misco at home or anything like that, I don't know. That is still very much in the melting pot, but it'll still be Misco because that's our European brand.
Yeah.
But it will have a much better consumer feel. So there'll be a better website to use that's more consumer-friendly, and it will have specific consumer-based products on rather than all the B2B products.
Okay, so you're going to be doing things like we see over here in this case, the Harmony one and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Stuff which is really just for one person who's going to buy one product to put in their home.
Absolutely, because we've realised that the message is too mixed on our current website. So to have these types of equipment on a B2B predominant site doesn't quite fit. So hence splitting that. Once we've got that, if we decide to do any very minor branding around that, that would be how we market out to the wider world. How much marketing is also very much in the melting pot. We don't really know how much we're going to do. We already use affiliate sites. We already do our email marketing to all our email database anyway. And just slightly step up from consumer into those little small businesses, the Soho, the small office, home office, who aren't too dissimilar from a consumer sometimes. We're going to start and do a lot of work on those as well.
Okay. Sorry, just to stick with the consumer, just for one more minute there. In the e-tail market, there's a lot of people. You've got Amazon are huge, and there's Play, and I also guess someone like eBuyer as well. So you're going to go up against these guys. What are you going to offer to someone to buy from you?
I think the biggest thing that we potentially offer is our after-sales service. Because the consumer can piggyback on the fabulous after-sales service that a massive public sector account will get from us, because it's just the same. So it's exactly the same team. They get exactly the same service levels. We don't sort of say, oh well, you're small, we'll get to you later, sort of thing. It's all done on the same kind of routine of customer service. So that's the biggest thing. So
instead of going, you're a little customer, we're not interested, you turn around and you go, we're Misco, you're a bad manufacturer, and I'm going to slap you down because our little guy's getting shafted.
You're a customer to us. It won't matter whether you buy loads from us or one order a year. You still drop into the customer service pot as being a customer, and we'll deal with you in an appropriate, good way. So that's the biggest thing I would say as a differentiator. We're always looking at new products. Are we ever going to really compete with Amazon or a consumer market? I don't know. No. Probably not. It's not our really strong core piece of business, but we want to try and build it. eBuyer, yeah, we're up against them every single day. There's that old pricing battle between everybody that's online. Yeah. We use the affiliate sites, and our marketing team are constantly watching those to see whether we can beat prices. Misco's have got a very, very strong buying power in this marketplace. We can go and buy very, very well, so it does mean that we can be competitive, and it's very creative as well. It's got the strength of the American side of the business, Tiger Direct in the States, so they're very consumer based. They're a complete flip side to us. We're kind of the 80-20 towards B2B, and they're 80-20 towards consumer. So they're a very strong pull for us to actually try and keep growing our consumer business, or remain very focused on it and provide good customer service and keep bringing new products through. Okay,
so new website, product range which is aimed at the Soho and a single user, and then the customer support to back it up.
Absolutely.
There we go. So check back soon on Misco TV for more from the Gadget Show Live, when we're going to be taking a look at the individual personalities here on the stand.